Where's my money? Why haven't you listed the house yet? After a month, they stop asking and start accusing. You're stealing from the trust. I'm calling a lawyer. You're hiding things. Maria panics. She hasn't done anything wrong. This is how it starts. Not with fraud, not with greed, with grief, silence, and miscommunication.
Welcome to Gavels Down, Voices Up, where we flip the script on conventional legal discussions. I'm Rachel King, here to guide you through the murky waters of estate conflicts, inheritance disputes, and all of the dramas. We're not just talking about law, we're talking about how it affects your life, your rights, your future, and your money. From the courtroom to your living room, we bring you insights that matter. Dive into each episode ready to challenge, learn, and grow. Ready to change the dialogue. Let's begin. Gavels down, voices up.
Hi there, I'm Rachel King, and today's episode is for the trustees, administrators, and executors out there, especially the ones who never expected to be in this position. If you've been accused of mishandling a trust by a sibling, a cousin, a disgruntled beneficiary, or someone you thought had your back, first, let me say, take a breath. I know the emotional toll is enormous. I've worked with clients who feel personally attacked, legally overwhelmed, and unsure what to do next. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to defend yourself when you're being accused of wrongdoing as a trustee or administrator. We're going to talk about what your responsibilities really are, the kinds of claims people make, and how to respond to them. And we'll go over how to avoid common mistakes, what doing your job right actually means in the eyes of California law, and what to do right now if you're already in hot water. I'll also give you a way to spot trouble before it starts, because some of the people who end up in court, they didn't even know things were going bad until it was too late. Let's start with the basics. Most trustees aren't professionals. They're not CPAs or lawyers or estate managers. They're adult children, spouses, or friends who said yes because someone they loved trusted them. They said, sure, I'll be the trustee. And suddenly, a few weeks or months later, they're getting emails with phrases like breach of fiduciary duty, or you better lawyer up, or we're going to court. If that's where you are right now, if you feel like you're walking into a courtroom blindfolded, you are not alone. Let's talk about what you were actually supposed to do. As a trustee or estate administrator, you're a fiduciary. That means you have a legal duty to act in the best interest of the beneficiaries, not yourself. You have to follow the terms of the trust or will, act in good faith, avoid self-dealing, treat all beneficiaries fairly, keep detailed records, communicate, file taxes, and distribute assets legally and on time. Sounds simple on paper. In real life, it's anything but. What counts as timely? How much communication is enough? What if you didn't know you had to file something? What if a beneficiary is being aggressive or won't even talk to you? California probate law, especially here in Riverside County, expects trustees to know their responsibilities even if no one trained them. No excuses. And unfortunately, this is often where things start to go sideways. Let me give you a story. Mom dies. Her trust names her oldest daughter, let's call her Maria, as trustee. Maria is grieving. She has a full-time job. She doesn't even look at the trust for a couple of weeks. When she finally opens it, she isn't sure what to do, so she schedules a meeting with an attorney. Meanwhile, her two younger brothers are texting and emailing her nonstop. Where's my money? Why haven't you listed the house yet? After a month, they stop asking and start accusing. You're stealing from the trust. I'm calling a lawyer. You're hiding things. Maria panics. She hasn't done anything wrong. She just didn't realize how fast things needed to move or how much pressure she'd be under. This is how it starts. Not with fraud, not with greed, with grief, silence, and miscommunication. Let me offer you an analogy that helps describe this. Think of a pot of water on the stove. At first, it's cold. You accept your role as trustee. Everyone seems on the same page. Then the burner turns on. You get your first email from a beneficiary asking for updates. A few weeks later, someone demands a copy of the trust. Then someone else asks, why haven't we gotten anything yet? Another person says, I heard you moved money around. And now the water is boiling. The most dangerous part, most trustees don't realize the temperature is rising until they're already burning. So if you notice beneficiaries growing anxious, if they're becoming pushy, or if you hear talk of getting lawyers involved, you're already in the danger zone. That's your cue. Time to act. Now let's look at the actual accusations trustees get hit with. The biggest one, failure to provide an accounting. California law requires you to report to beneficiaries unless they've waived it, and emails with balance notes don't count. You might also get accused of self-dealing, like using trust funds for yourself or making decisions that benefit you personally. You might hear complaints about favoritism, delays in distributing assets, selling property too cheap, or hiding assets. And here's the truth, even if you didn't do anything wrong, you can still be accused of these things. In court, perception matters. So let's talk about how to respond. First, don't ignore the accusation. Even if it comes in a text message or offhand comment, don't assume it will go away. Second, get a probate lawyer. I'm not just saying that because it's my job. I'm saying it because time and again, I've seen people try to fix this alone, and it never ends well. Third, document everything. Every decision, every transaction, every delay, write it down. If you emailed a CPA, write it down. Wow, see, if you couldn't get a hold of a contractor, document that. If you had to wait for a tax form or an appraisal, record the date and the reason. Next, do not retaliate. Don't send angry messages. Don't threaten people. Don't vent in writing. It will come back to you in court. Start working on a formal accounting. This is the best tool you have to calm things down and show you're being transparent. Reread the trust. Go back over the details. You'd be surprised how many people skip over things and then get blindsided. Now, what if you did make a mistake? Maybe you paid yourself without documentation. Maybe you accidentally distributed too early. Maybe you commingled funds. Own it, early and fast. Courts are far more forgiving of honest mistakes than cover ups. If you're upfront, if you correct it, if you show good faith, most judges won't penalize you harshly. And here are a few myths I want to clear up. No, you can't wait to be sued before you take things seriously. No, family drama isn't just going to blow over. No, resigning doesn't wipe away liability. And no, just following the trust word for word won't necessarily protect you if you skip court requirements. Now, if you're in the middle of rising tension, consider mediation. I've seen disputes drag on for years that could have been resolved in one afternoon with a neutral third party. So let's take a step back. If you're listening to this right now and you're a trustee feeling misunderstood, overwhelmed, or even falsely accused, you're not alone. You are not incompetent, but you are in a high responsibility position and people are watching. Act early, get help, be transparent, communicate. It will make a world of difference. And if you're not yet being accused, but you feel the temperature rising, maybe people are pulling away, gossiping, questioning, please don't wait until it boils over. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this episode reflects your reality, or if you want help before it becomes your reality, go to thelawyerking.com. My team and I are ready to help you protect your role, your reputation, and your peace. Until next time, I'm Rachel King. The person who does the work doesn't deserve the blame, but they do deserve protection.
That wraps up another episode of Gavels Down, Voices Up. If you found value in our discussion today, please subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone who needs this information. Your engagement helps us grow and impact more lives. I am Rachel King. Thank you for listening and reminding you to speak up because every voice deserves to be heard.